Hey everybody, welcome back to the Unsung Podcast. Today I'm joined by a very talented singer-songwriter I met on TikTok Lives, and I heard his music, his words, his sound just kind of hit me. It was so good, and I'd like you want to come on my show? So here we are. Welcome, Greg and Good Company, to my show.
What's up, Dave? Thanks for having me, brother. Happy to
Say
be
to,
here.
say today you're in pretty good company. So I don't know.
Always.
We
Always, man. Truly. That's the kind of the mantra behind it. It's like I just find that if we go through this life with an open heart, open mind, you will find you're constantly in good company. Um, and part of that too is to make sure that I'm being good company, to attract good company, and to be pleasant around other people. But yeah, I found that I get along with most people, and most people are pretty cool, and I keep that as kind of a guiding light because I think a lot of people in this world are kind of shut off and put up barriers and are afraid of people for one reason or another. And I find that if I just kind of sit back and let it be, everything's great.
I love it. Now, the first thing I noticed, just about obviously you sounded amazing, was that you kind of reminded me a little of Chris Cornell, and he was just an amazing dude. And I got to spend some time with him before his last show in Canada. And how has his music impacted you?
Well, first of all, it's awesome. You got to connect with him and had a personal experience with him before he left us. But yeah, I found him a big inspiration just in terms of I grew up in the 90s, so I was stealing my brother's Soundgarden CDs. Black Hole Sun, one of the greatest music videos of all time in my mind. And just then, his career with Audioslave 2 when I was a teenager, I think they formed. He's got a killer voice. He's just such a killer vocalist, amazing tone, and like as you experience, he's also a very cool, humble guy. And I think he's such a example of true amazing talent who didn't have the kind of rock star ego that can be so destructive in your life and other people's lives if you let that take hold.
Well, I'll tell you the coolest thing about him was um, he let me bring veterans every time Soundgarden came to Calgary, and then his last show was just him and his guitar for 2.5 hours in like an opera music hall. It was the most incredible thing I've ever heard in my life. Just the echo. There was like, so I actually walked around the whole theater because I want to. I get a little claustrophobic. I used to with some of my PTSD and stuff. So I just walked around and there was all these empty like opera seats like on the sides. So I just sat down there and just watched them. And you do this like you pretend you're in it, but it was just me. It was so weird, but I got to watch him from every angle in this place, and it was he was just the coolest celebrity I've ever met, and his music outshined was the second song I ever learned how to play on my guitar when I figured out how to tune down that E chord to an open D. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, here it is. Right? Probably drove my parents nuts playing it for like 3 hours a day. So when did you start playing and singing and writing?
I mean, I picked up a guitar in sixth grade at 12 years old, and I've been playing since. And my kind of gateway into it was really writing songs because I took like 3 weeks of guitar lessons and I was just so bored. It just could not keep my attention. To this day, I don't, I consider myself a singer-songwriter who uses guitar to express himself. I'm not, I'm a rhythm guitarist. You're not going to see me doing anything too crazy with the guitar on stage. But yeah, what kept me going was just writing songs. And so I've been writing songs pretty much as soon as I started playing guitar back in sixth grade. And that's the joy of it for me. And then I got to a point um so this is maybe like 2012, 2013. I moved out to LA. I came out here for writing. I'm a writer, I'm a professional writer, I'm a journalist. Um, and done some screenwriting as well. And yeah, I wrote a song about a friend of mine who passed away from a heroin overdose. Good friend of mine from high school, and I just needed a place. I just needed it to be heard. So I went to an open mic in Burbank, right by the Warner Brothers studio, and I sang it, and it just got such a great reception. People really blown away by it and coming up to me afterwards. And then most importantly, a guy came up to me and said, "Hey, I want to record that song. I thought that was a really beautiful song. I'd love to record it." And I was kind of like, oh, really? And because I really didn't have much faith or confidence in myself. I just thought this is something I like to do. It's fun. I didn't really have any ambitions to be, uh, a professional artist. And yeah, it started there and going through that process of doing this recording, which no one will ever hear. It's not a very good recording, but I'm eternally grateful to that guy. His name was John, to, invite me to his house and do that because it put me on a path and it made me take my music seriously that, oh, if people like this song, maybe they'll like other songs. And I really just threw myself into it and just started performing everywhere I could get, open mics, flea markets, any bar, restaurant that would have me. Yeah, and it just kind of carried through. I formed my band, um, Greg and Good Company, also just my artist name in general, and formed that in like 2015, put out our first single that year, put out our first EP in 2016, put out our first album in 2018. Things started to heat up for us leading up to the pandemic. We were really kind of starting to make a splash in the LA music scene. I had a song called Monsters Lair get added to regular rotation of my favorite rock station out here, 88.5 FM, the SoCal Sound. And then the pandemic hit, everything stops, and kind of had to build back up from that and finally released our second album this past summer, 2024, called Quiet Days and Quiet Nights. And now this year we're just putting out singles, and we've been touring and playing up and down the coast of California since the pandemic lifted. And I've done a couple solo tours around the country too. And so, yeah, I just kind of threw myself into the process, into the journey. And, every year get a little bit better, make a little bit more money, bigger, better opportunities come along. So I'm just doing it.
I think that song you mentioned that you wrote about your friend was one of the first ones I listened to when you popped up.
Oh,
And then it
cool.
was your, I think there's three that you have pinned. The song about heaven that I listened to, those words really hit me. And yeah, it's just I haven't even gotten through your whole, I do it a few at a time because all I do
Yeah,
is
yeah.
scroll. Because when I can't sleep late at night, I just scroll and look for live musicians or, just it, it soothes my soul to say. And I love music because it's so healing for mental health.
Yeah, and I think like there's nothing like hearing it live. That's my favorite medium to play. It's interesting because I prefer listening to like a nice perfected studio recording as a listener, but then like I love the live experience as an artist, and so I love TikTok Live for that reason. It's a great space for me to be able to hop on from home, especially having a small. I have a baby. He just turned 8 months old, and so I've had to be home more, so I can't go out to clubs and bars and do as many live events in that traditional sense. But to be able to just pull up my phone and play some songs to whoever might wander in, wonderful people such as yourself, it's been a real blessing. And yeah, I think it's a fun thing to just be able to discover someone you really like and to hear just strip down the acoustic guitar or the piano and just the voice, no bells and whistles. That to me is like, if the song is good there, then wow, wait until you hear with all the production added to it.
Hmm. I like I said, I started playing guitar when I was like 14 or 15 years old, and then when I had my incident that happened that I mentioned, I stopped. I didn't pick up a guitar until I'm almost 50 now. So I just picked up a guitar again 6 months ago, and it's all coming back to me. Like the little, sometimes I'll tune that on open chord and play Outshine Again by Soundgarden, or I'll secretly do Chris Cornell songs. I never be brave enough to do them on a live or anything because I'm not touching that guy. Um, but it's just
I haven't
amazing.
tried yet either, for the record. I haven't tried any Chris Cornell songs. I do think I would like to add Like a Stone into my cover repertoire because that's a song I really like and I think would match my vocals well.
Yeah,
But
I
I've
went
never.
in the other night and I was watching this guy who was also in LA. His name was Glenn, and someone's like, "Can you play Nothing Compares but Chris Cornell's version?" I'm like, "Oh, here we go." So I sit back, and this guy just nailed it. It was like, if I closed my eyes, I would have thought Chris Cornell was right in front of me. And I love it. I love just meeting all these people and hearing this music. Um,
It's amazing how much talent there is in the world because like you and I, um, although about 13 years apart, still general era we're growing up in, before, social media really redefined the world of entertainment. But it's like we were only presented a select number, a very small portion of talent via MTV and radio and whatnot. And now what you find is that, wow, there's so much talent.
mhm.
There's more talent than you could possibly imagine. There's more good music than ever. It's so discoverable, readily available. So when I hear people say like, "Oh man, there's no good music anymore," I'm just like, get out of here. You don't know what you're talking about. Because yeah, like it could be some random person that, they could have two followers on a social media platform and they could be amazing. And it's just like, we've been so trained to equate quality of talent with corporate platforming
Yeah.
or presentation, and now also followers too. And it's just not true. There's an incredible talent everywhere. All parts of the world. There's an amazing artists, whether doing originals or playing covers, and it's great to see.
So we almost grew up in the same era music. Um, what's the one band you saw live that just kind of blew you away, like when they came out?
Well, I didn't really start going to concerts until like late teens, college. But my favorite band is Weezer, and I've seen Weezer play 3 times and
Oh, nice.
really love Weezer. Um, so they were great. I'll tell you who surprised me that I saw Kanye West, back in college before all the Kanye West craziness. And, I went to this concert kind of like, I'm not really a big hip hop guy. And especially back then. And I'm like, wait, it's just him? It's just him? And he crushed it. I mean, he was so magnetic, and just for being a guy with a microphone on a massive stage playing for thousands of people, it was true. I was like really blown away. Um, and it's kind of like the study of artistry is like, how do I do that? How do I figure out that magnetism? Chris Cornell had it feel to do a solo tour and play for thousands of people and just stay so kind of quiet and humble and draw you in and give you an amazing experience without, you know, being all crazy and running around on stage. I think there's an art form to every approach, and that's what it's really about. How do you draw people in to what you do? And Weezer and Kanye couldn't be further on a spectrum of how they deliver it, but those are two examples that really drew me in.
Yeah, I remember with Chris Cornell, I've seen over 250 metal concerts. My first concert ever was Motorhead and Alice Cooper on a Raise Your Fist and Yell tour. But I was like grade 7 or 8. I couldn't hear for like 3 weeks after. But just watching Chris Cornell just with his guitar and nothing else, I still hear that in my head, and that was like 6 or 7 years ago. Um,
Yeah, it's very pure. It's very pure, and actually, I find a lot of, especially bands, a lot of singers and bands are very afraid of it. And I actually started a very kind of well-known singer-songwriter hang and showcase in LA 5 years ago that now has chapters around the country. Because of that, I wanted to give people a space that was kind of low pressure, warm, welcoming, a safe space to try new stuff with a built-in audience and kind of create a melting pot in the LA music scene for different artists. But yeah, I would challenge, a lot of rock singers say, why don't you come in and just play stripped down acoustic? Oh, well, can I bring my band? Can I bring my bassist and my drummer playing? No, I just want you. Oh, I never do that, and then they do it, and then they're like, wow, that was like amazing. That was very therapeutic. Like we hide behind the band. And I think when you can master just you and yourself, you become better with the band.
hmm.
When we start out, we're often, because it covers your mistakes, and it covers up your flaws as a performer, as a singer, and it, might give you, kind of lifts you up in many ways. But it's to me, it comes down to the the instrument and the song. And I've even seen people do it, what do they call it, a cappella, and that's been really powerful too. And if you can just sing your song a cappella, damn, you're even braver. You're not even hiding behind an instrument. And so it's been really cool to be able to see that week to week and see artists grow as a result of that.
You know what's crazy is 6 weeks ago, I do a live every Sunday on TikTok for mental health and PTSD, where anyone's struggling. People have come in. It's 2 hours. People just come in and just get up and play a song or tell a story and just talk or just come up and say, "Hey, I had a shitty week. I just want to talk about it." And it's so powerful to watch people that have come on week one that were, I won't say names, but there was someone on there that was afraid to turn on their camera because they didn't like looking at themselves. So that was week one. And then week two, they turned on their camera while they were talking, but turned it off when they were singing.
Mm-hmm.
And last week, their camera was on the whole time, and they're just singing a song and playing a piano with no effects, nothing. And you could see the light starting to come in their eyes, like, wow, right? I did this, and it's so powerful. Just the healing, the music.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, like that's such good therapy for people watching it to be inspired by that, and especially for the individual to challenge himself to, um, they call it exposure therapy professionally, where if you're afraid of doing something, you just have to go do it.
Yeah,
And by the repetition, you build more courage and more courage. That's really the secret to everything you want to do, is just consistency and frequency. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. And the more comfortable you get, then you can start honing in on really your skills more so in that moment. But the first part is definitely breaking down the stage fright. And yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people, including myself, I had to get over that too. Just like not liking my voice, not liking my face, whatever it is. And the best way to do it is to get out. That's why I've loved and championed the open mic. And you're doing an open mic essentially. And what's cool is you can do those now on live streams like TikTok. I've done them on Zoom, but yeah, I think they're like really priceless, that every community should have access to, um, regardless of the medium, but especially for music. I played open mics for like 3 years before I felt comfortable going, okay, now I'm going to do like a ticketed show, or I'm going to go and get paid to play. So it really helped me find myself in many ways.
I love it. So let's hear some music. What's the first song you're gonna fire up for here Series today?
Well, since I mentioned it, I'll do that song, dedication song. You said you liked it. Yeah, this first song not the first song I wrote, but certainly the first song that I wrote that I felt compelled to go and play for people, and it really kicked off my path that I'm on right now. So I'm grateful for writing this song. This is a song about goes out to those we have loved, who we have lost, and also is a song rooted in kind of spiritual tolerance for all views, regardless of what they may be. So here we go. Even though I don't believe in heaven, I hope they built one just for you. I hope it's full of pretty women, and you can find one that is true. If there's a God, I hope you listen to what he tells you to do. I swear there's nothing here you're missing, except the people missing you. Oh no, I don't believe you can hear me, but I hope to God I'm wrong. Oh, it'd be nice if you could listen to your own dedication song. Even though I don't believe in Jesus, I hope you get to shake his hand. I hope your sins are all forgiven and you enjoy a second chance. Oh no, I don't believe you can hear me, but I hope to God I'm wrong. Oh, it'd be nice if you could listen to your own dedication song. Oh no, I don't believe you can hear me, but I hope to God I'm wrong. Oh, it'd be nice if you could listen to your own dedication song. Oh no, I don't believe you can hear me, but I hope to God I'm wrong. Oh, it'd be nice if you could listen to your own dedication song. To your own dedication song. To your own dedication song.
Wow. That was incredible.
Thanks, brother.
So yeah, you would just keep going. I got what happened here. Can affect it. When I play this back, I'm gonna have my video off on the big screen. So.
Cool.
Let's just do your more. You can talk to each song and then finish it.
Sure. All right, so here's my latest single. Released it beginning of the year. It's called Change I Know. This is a song that, I think all songs are direct from life experience in one way or another. All songs take a lifetime to write because it's a culmination of your experience until that moment you write it. And this is a song called Change I Know, which is really about embracing and celebrating all those struggles that I've gone through, you've gone through, everyone's gone through. These struggles, which at the time, we hate them, we wish they weren't happening. And quite often, I think all too often, we kind of have this fantasy that we could go back and change them, kind of focusing on the regret instead of the present moment. And, this is kind of a realization that all the shit that we go through is actually makes us better people and certainly makes us who we are right now, even if we want to keep challenging ourselves to grow and become better. So yeah, this is song. All the verses are true. This comes from direct experience, but I hope people can relate to it still in some way. And it's streaming wherever you listen to music, and I really love the recording, so I hope you check it out. It goes like this. I've had my ups and I've lived through my downs. I've been so high that I fell from that cloud. I fought depression so hard I could die, but I only knew darkness 'cause I'd first seen light. I broke some hearts and they broke mine as well. I've dealt with loss and I've suffered that hell. I punched the devil, he put me in jail, but the real bars I found were my own mental cells. Oh, if I could go back to fix up my past, well, I'd find every moment when life kicked my ass, and I'd pull up a chair and I'd sit and I'd laugh, because I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing. All the time we waste wishing things could change. I am who I am because of all my pain. And if life doesn't kill me, I know that I'll grow. That is the only kind of change I know. I've been a debt slave since I turned 18. Anybody else? I've blown my money on things I don't need. Anybody else? I've worked some shit jobs. Here's what I learned: don't ever let paychecks determine your worth. I like to sing that line twice. I've worked some shit jobs. Here's what I learned: don't ever let paychecks determine your worth. Oh, if I could go back to fix up my past, well, I'd find every moment when life kicked my ass, and I'd pull up a chair and I'd sit and I'd laugh, because I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing. All the time we waste wishing things could change. I am who I am because of all my pain. And if life doesn't kill me, I know that I'll grow. That is the only kind of change I know. If I could go back to fix up my past, well, I'd find every moment when life kicked my ass, and I'd pull up a chair and I'd sit and I'd laugh, because I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing.
Unreal. That's so good, man. All those words hit me like a big Mack truck.
Coincidentally, Mack Truck is made in my hometown, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, or Allentown,
really?
Pennsylvania. Yeah, Mack Truck is a local company where I grew up.
Wow. So I don't know what last one you got for us, but I'll let you take the mic again. It's just amazing. I feel like I'm getting a free concert here. I love doing these.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for having me. It's fun. All right, last. I'm going to do, so that was my latest single at the time of this interview, but tomorrow I'm dropping a brand new song called Lives We Lead. And what's cool about, backtracking, that song I just played, Change I Know, I don't think I would have released that song unless I was playing on TikTok Live, because I'd actually started to record it many years ago with my band, and I kind of just shelved it for, I can't even remember why. But I kind of just forgot about it, and then I started playing it on TikTok Live, and people would be like, wow, like, you should release that song. Why isn't that song out? And I realized, oh, I actually have, like, most of that song done already. So I got my band back together, and we finished it. And it's been doing really well. It's probably the fastest growing song I've released. It's gotten on the radio. It's gotten, we're approaching 20,000 streams, which for me is pretty good on Spotify. And then there's this song, Lives We Lead, and this is one that I've been playing for a couple years. I play all my songs for generally years before I ever record them and release them. And just the response was just so tremendous from people on TikTok Live. And so they call it the do song, because as you're about to hear. But it's called Lives We Lead, drops Friday, April 4th. So by the time you're seeing this, just search it. You'll find it streaming on all platforms. And this is a song kind of similar. It's a little more tongue in cheek, a little more fun. That's more folk rock. This is more alternative indie rock. And this is a song that I wrote kind of thinking about. I'm big into psychedelics personally, and they've changed my life and will continue to, I know. And I've had a lot of wonderful experiences on them and also the community. But the one thing about it is you kind of get a taste of like your ideal world. You know, utopia feels within reach at a lot of these events where we go to and mix and mingle and do these medicine, as is preferred term for them now. But then you kind of come back down to this reality, and it's so easy to fall back into your old habits, or ignore the revelations and the messages you got in your trip. And so this is kind of a song asking a question, do we have the strength to really change the lives we lead? Or, more philosophically, like, can we even change these lives we're leading? Or is it kind of more of a predestined dream or movie that we're experiencing here? So anyway, here we go. Lives We Lead. Get real rich, go feel poor, burning men by their war. Once a year, one whole week, trading goods, retro chic, Mercury, retrograde, $10 knows what they'll say. Vibes are good, I feel great, drugs feel great. But something's gonna have to give for us to live the way we always like to talk about, but always push away. Everybody loves a dream, but wakes, it seems, back into the lives we lead. Every day I feel cool, microdose, bought my mood, macro dose, made me die, death felt good, I'll be fine, holy shit, what's that lie, red feels weird, white's alright, must be God, sure feels nice, I'm alright, but something's gonna have to give for us to live the way we always like to talk about, but always push away. The light explained that life is free, it's love you need. Lose yourself and live the dream. I woke up so confused, was that real and what's real too? I don't care, how about you? I want food, so something's gonna have to give for us to live the way we always like to talk about, but always push away. Everybody loves a dream, but wakes, it seems, back into the lives we lead. Oh, can we change the lives we lead? Or is it all a movie screen, playing all the lives we lead? Lose yourself and live the dream.
Amazing. Those words didn't really hit me, but I kind of get it from my drinking days when I used to. when I was drinking 5 to 6 times a week, and I don't remember a lot of stuff until Facebook memories pop up. Some of that one kind of hit me as well. Dude, you're amazing. Holy shit, you're talented.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I could probably just listen to you. I got 17 hours. I can do a meeting on Zoom Pro.
Wish I had a time.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
just
just
unreal.
unreal.
I don't
I don't
know
know
what
what
I'm
I'm
doing.
doing here.
Sorry.
Sorry.
There we
There
go.
we go.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
that
man,
was
that was
incredible.
incredible.
Thanks for
Thanks
coming
for
on
coming
with
on
me.
with me.
I've got
I've got
one
one
last
last
question for
question
you
for you
here.
here.
I
I
ask
ask
all my
guests
guests
at
at
the
the
end
end
of
of
my
my shows.
shows.
It's
It's
kind
kind
of
of
a
a
little
little
icebreaker.
icebreaker.
Um,
A
a
100
100
meter
meter pigeon
pigeon
carrying
carrying
contest.
contest.
How
How
many
many
live
live
pigeons do
pigeons
you
do
think
you
you could
think you could
carry
carry
100
100
meters
meters
and have
and
in
have in
your
your
arms at the
arms
end
at
of
the
the
end of the
race?
race? What? In a live pigeon 100-meter race, how many pigeons could I hold in my arms at once? Living pigeons. Well, shit, man. I don't know if I'd want to hold too many. I'm a Buddhist. I want to treat all life. I don't want anyone suffering, and I feel like if I put too many pigeons in my arms, I would cause them pain and misery. So, maybe maybe three tops. I don't know if I want any more pigeons in my possession than that.
There you
There
go.
you go.
There's your
There's
next
your
song
next song
idea.
idea. A
Song about
song about
pigeons.
pigeons. You never know. Hey, dude, that's the interesting thing is like, you just never know what is going to inspire a song. And one time I started writing a song called I honestly think I'll die from a spider because I have all these spiders around my house. And I wrote a song about dying from a spider and predicting my own death. And I'm like, what a strange song. I mean, that song I just played, Lies We Lead, is like, I didn't sit down and was like, I'm going to write a song. Like, I just started strumming and, something came and I felt compelled to finish it and explore it further. But that's why I love songwriting. It's very present. You have to be present. You can't really plan it. And you just have to be open and see what comes out of you. And I'm always amazed at what does. And I don't even personally take too much credit for it. It's just the amazing universe we live in and consciousness that we get to live through. And so it's always cool to see what comes out of me next.
I love
I
it.
love it.
Well,
Well,
I
I
will
will
put
put
your
your
links
links
to
to
all
all
your
your
music
music
in
in
the
the
description.
description.
And
And
yeah,
yeah,
we'll
we'll
go
go
from
from
there.
there.
And
And
you're
you're more than
welcome
welcome
to
to
come
come
up
up
to
to
any
any
of
of
my
my
lives
lives
on
on
Sundays
Sundays
and
and
play
play
some
some
of
of
the
the
two
two
people
people
and
and
put you up
put
in
you
the
up in the
big
big
bucks.
bucks. All right. Hell yeah,
Go from
brother.
there.
Go from there. Dave, thanks for having me. Glad you stumbled upon my music. Thanks for inviting me on your podcast. And look forward to hopping on one of your lives one day.
Awesome. Thank
Awesome.
you so
Thank you
much.
so much. All right, buddy. Take care.